In this video, we're going to be talking about how to solve equations, and in particular, we're going to be talking about the three equations that you see at the top. I've got three separate problems that I want to work through. We're going to start with the middle one because it's the easiest one to do, believe it or not. The ones on the left and the right, we may or may not get some funky choices with. So we want to start with the straightforward example, which looks like this. Now, my task is this. I need to get everything with an r on one side of the equation, on one side of the equal sign. I need to get everything without an r on the opposite side of the equal sign. It doesn't really matter which side you choose to have the r on. Just know that everything has to be on the same side if it has a variable in it. I'm going to start off by taking this 0.3 and I'm going to distribute it out through the parentheses. So I need to take 0.3 times 2r, which is 0.6r. 0.3 times a negative 3 gives me a negative 0.9. And on the left side, I'm just going to go ahead and copy that down again. So that's equal to 0.2r plus 0.9. Now, my next step is I see that I have an r here and I have an r here, so they're on opposite sides. I need to take those and let's move them all to the same side. So let's move everything to the left, let's say. It doesn't really matter. I need to subtract then 0.2r from the right side, and I'm going to also subtract 0.2r from the left. And what that does is it moves all the r's to the left. I have 0.6 minus 0.2, which is 0.4 r's, minus that 0.9 that I'm just going to bring straight down. That's equal to, these go away, they cancel out, and I'm left with the 0.9 on the right. So one step closer, I see that I have all my r's on the left side. Now the thing is, I need to get anything without an r to the right, and that means specifically this term. Because I'm already subtracting 0.9, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to add 0.9 to the left side so it'll cancel out. But I also have to add it to the right. It's got to be fair. So I'm left with, on the left, 0.4r, and on the right I have 0.9 plus 0.9, which is 1.8. So 0.4 r's is equal to 1.8. That's 0.4 times r is equal to 1.8. So if I want to get the r by itself now, my last step is to divide by that coefficient, by that 0.4. And when I do that, 0.4 divided by 0.4 is 1. But you can't just divide one thing by 0.4. You've got to be fair. Divide every term by 0.4. 1.8 divided by 0.4 gives us 4.5. And that's your answer. Now, if you're worried about how to do this, my suggestion would be grab a calculator, and here we go. If you go into, on the TID4, into the grapher, with an equation, you could always do this. The left side, always, you can type in as y1, and you can type in the right side as y2. It's going to form two lines. So if I do that, 0.3 times 2, and by the way, every variable we just replace with an x. Instead of r, I'm going to type in x. 0.3 times 2x minus 3, there's y1. And the y2, I'm going to do 0.2x plus 0.9. When I graph it, there's the y1, and here's y2. There's my two lines. Where are they equal to each other? Well, it happens to be where they meet up. So wouldn't it be nice if the calculator just tell us where that point was? Well, it turns out it will, if you know how to use it. Up here above trace, it says calc, and it's in blue. That means we got to use second to get to it. So I'm going to hit second calc. And it'd be nice, wouldn't it, if the calculator would tell us where two lines intersected. And so that's what I'm going to choose. I'm going to hit enter. And it's going to say first curve, and by that they mean first line, the first equation. So I'm just going to hit, I'm going to take my cursor, I'm going to move it over kind of where they meet up. I'm going to hit enter for the first curve. I'm going to hit enter for the second curve. Really what it did is it just moved to the second line. And it's going to say, do you want me to guess? I'm going to hit enter one more time. So it's just enter, enter, enter. And the answer is 4.5. How convenient is that?